Hello friends, it's me, Libluini. Welcome back to Dominion 6, our tour de force. Now you know the drill by now, and let me add, at the moment of recording this, CCP has done it again. Yes, Hilmar's company has brought out a new expansion for EVE Online called Revenant, with lots of weird shit, like for example, now there are two ships that fire breaching pods that penetrate shields, armor and all manner of resistances, and can kill you even if the player shooting them at you is already dead. Luckily there are only two ships that can mount them. Unluckily they can also use cloaks and shoot you from behind. That's some EVE Online history for you. So now back to fantasy. So we managed to complete Conjuration 7, we got somewhere undead, and we got 60 Shade Beasts and 10-11 eels. So that's that. Then we see the forces of Pirene sending Black Hawks down and winning. So this is good, because they're apparently fighting Patala for some time. And from our Discord it seems like Pirene and their weird blood icky succubus shit is slowly dying. Seems Patala's snake and monkey people are on the rise again. Which is good, because if we end up at war with them, we have our Alteration 8 surprise for them. Then lots of battles again, but let's do the unimportant shit first. An event in Centra. Idiots have been starting to worship the false pretender of Star Citizen. The leaders of the group were swiftly killed, but faith has decreased. Oh no! Another space game is invading. But well, yeah, it's a slightly less worse event than the one that gives you a hidden anti-prophet that you have to find and kill. So this is actually not that bad. Then in the Godstomp Mountains, plus unrest, loss of taxes because local lords are fighting. This is pretty... I always have trouble pronouncing those weird EU sounds in English correctly. Let's call it local lords are fighting, and hope I'm getting even close. Then Molitor, what do I have here? Population 6, more unrest, and we lose gold, all thanks to a really strong hailstorm. Killing cattle and shepherds. 360 shepherds, so that's a lot of cattle dead. It's almost like it's by a spell, but I think it's still a random event. Then Faglev, a handful of games, so oh nice, we found 2 water games in the small stream. So mostly bad events this turn. We're also now destroying Sulfuria, but it's going slowly. Yeah, we're also moving off there. So Rettiheim is still in the game and has now a new prophet? The fuck? Why is no one taking those tiny realms like Andramania and Rettiheim off the board? At least I guess they are AI, so they're not slowing down the game, but still, people, speed up, the cataclysm is coming. Then in Bright Woods we have Ulmian Miniature Force advancing. Well, the Black Templars are good, the Celestial Soldiers are also really good. With that attack skill, there's a hard time evading their hits. Defense skill is also good. I'm guessing they're using this large glaive like in a Kung Fu movie as defense, or whirling it around and shit. I'm saying this because normally units with spears or glaives or other two-handed weapons like this tend to have a really bad defense skill to compensate for it, while only units with shields tend to have really high defenses. That or riders. Anyways, they also have high protection and magic resistance, and good morale. They also don't need to eat, because they're magic beings. Yeah, only 15, so it's not really a good use of our astral spell. It would be a funny surprise, but still they have high magic resistance. It would be different if there were like 150 of them, because then we had a good chance of turning half of them or something. It would even be a mess if we only managed to hit a third or so. But in this case, we could be unlucky and not turn a single one of them, so we'll wait. Then the Jewel Guardians, not many of them left I suppose. And again some rangers. There are of course 7 black priests with some random magic skills, and a celestial servant, which is I'm guessing just the leader carrying around the celestial soldiers. And of course the defense couldn't do much against them. So Brightwoods has fallen back into enemy hands here. Yeah, so a solid block of cavalry, a solid block of these monsters. And, yeah. So it's a nice little miniature army. So I can't really complain about this, except it's not on my side. That's a complaint for sure. Okay, there's a little bit of shooting, and then I guess a little bit of magic, and then... Oh, fuck! I was too slow to reach for the interruption button. Sorry. Anyway, they're all killing and deafing. I always love it when the mages attack too. So this is at an end now. Then the next battle was in Lama, where we again slaughtered very few defenders, and in Sulfuria, where we do the same thing and manage to besiege a new fortress which now can't recruit for a turn. Because there are apparently enough people inside the fortress that I'm not risking this Raven Lord. Then in Emain we have now a unified big strong army that's avoiding contact with our main army, which is kind of funny. But okay, this means that our army is now 60 shapely stronger, and this one is, well, 1/12. Okay, that doesn't really count, so nothing much has changed. Kind of funny is because of the vampires and the ability to fly, we are kind of, at this point. Serpents are also undead, well, demons, okay, technically. So if we make things go dark, like we could technically with our death mages, then the Bone Fiends, the Ether Warriors, all three of them, the Wilds, the Vampires, the Serpent Fiends, they would all be able to see in the darkness. Only the large lump of Zweihanders here and the giant blob of Rangers would be unable to see anything. So we now have to make our counterplay, I guess. Then in the Dunes of Death, another small force counterattacked and retook this province. They also managed to lose 2 of their units. I'll take this as a win. Oh, even weak cavalry is hard to crack in Dominion 6. Then in Gifa, despite taking third in losses, we actually managed to not only overwhelm the castle defenses, but also the troops sitting inside. That is a huge success and shows what you can do if you have nearly 100 flyers on your side and the other side has nothing. We even managed to stab the vampires to death somehow. And as I remind you, we don't have magic weapons. Our Raven Guard are one of the units that don't employ magic, so they are just rolled really lucky against invulnerability, I guess. Well, that's Dominion's dot text for you. Or maybe the vampires got scared and killed on a retreat, it's also possible. So the Palisades, the defenders, and now, whoops! Flying units! Sorry guys, I guess you should have learned to fly yourselves. Yeah, armies with flyers against fortresses are always fun. And then of course they are massacring the survivors, but it's already too late. The leaders are dead. And now they are massacring the retreating units. But yeah, in the very moment the last leader died, this army was done. So that's a free tip from me to you. This case, the player probably didn't care because it was a tiny fortress in the edge of nowhere. But if you fight an enemy with lots of flyers, make sure your leaders are protected. As you've seen, the AI is smart enough to put the randomly spawned province defense of the fortress in the right spots to block the large hole in the castle walls. But this doesn't do anything about flyers. You do have to need of your own troops to protect your flyers, and I guess these commanders weren't set up right. There aren't enough troops around, or they are too dispersed to survive a dropkick with 66 Raven Guards landing on them. And this means we now have a new fortress. Ha! Well, let's start with the shit. Yeah, Gifa is ours, and the temple standing here is another one going down. So does... Well, our friend doesn't really have that much temples left, I guess. There are at least 3 fortresses, 4? Yeah, with Ulm that's about 4 I can see. We still have temples, so he has 4 temples, something like that. We have torn down everything else's. So that's another pro tip. If you want to put your temples in provinces outside of your fortresses, you should probably invest a little bit more into their defense. Or any stupid idiot with his raiding forces can just tear them down and then you are out of that money. So, I know I have to stop for a second because my nose is runny, sorry. So, you probably didn't want to hear this after you already had to hear me sneezing. So, let's see, what can we do here? Well, this army should probably walk backwards now to get Sulfury free. And just in case they don't, you, my guy, are now my sacrifice. You will stand here and siege, even if this means you will die soon. And since he hasn't yet learned to defend properly, well, okay, now we have to do something stealthy again. Because, remember, if his army is big enough, he could stop our raiders dead in their tracks. So let's see, there are lots of smaller armies now walking around. And I have no idea in which way all those armies will be going. So for now I'm sending this one into hiding somewhere. What would be best? Well, I have one army down here. This one will probably move out. Let's start in the south. So I have not much money, but there's also no way I'm holding this province directly next to Patara. So let's move in here. So now we can't be attacked immediately. And this army, there's a good chance, since their main army has walked off into the wrong direction, that they won't try to fight all of our shit with this tiny shit here. No, they're probably rushing back to retake this province. And then we have to think about shit. This army is of course a wild case, since we have no idea where these guys are going. Well, let's say if these rushing into this direction, these guys rush direct. Well, still Fourier could just throw us off. These guys could walk there. Well, let's see, can we reach here? Nope, it's taking us to. But hey, I have an idea. Let's go over here. Because now everything around here is free of threats, and this army, there is a good chance they'll try to retake Lama. It's not really a good province, but if he's giving us his provinces, he's not exactly winning either, isn't he? Oh, he has to do something, otherwise it's kind of win-win. Either we get another province from him, or he is keeping Lama in our hands for good. Either way, I'm kind of satisfied. So, our second raiding force? Well, let's take it as a given that these guys run into Lama, and these guys are probably rushing into Hexwoods now. Since this is the bigger blocks, are probably trying to go to Gifa, same as this army coming here, trying to crush us between them. But this would also mean that then Iron Peaks is too far away for their slow asses. So let's take this guy here and move him back into Iron Peaks. I mean, as long as this guy isn't upgrading his province defense, we can just do this all day long. So now we're sneaking around for our next round of attacks. And now we have to do something here, because obviously we can't hold Gifa against a serious pushback. What would be appropriate here? Well, we only have one leader now, but yeah, that's now a big fucking stack of nonsense here. Probably a little bit over here. Should probably try an approach of reinforcing success. So, just in case there are enemy flyers around. So, Darshinika, we have absolutely nothing to do here, but since the castle can't defend itself, I'm going over here and take those two survivors. And then we can fly to somewhere else in the back row and retake shit there. We also have this guy coming over here, and if we attack Vienna, we can take this province because there is nothing here. Of course, well, no, he's going into the wrong direction if he had wanted to take Manasea. But it's nice for him that he's keep giving us those 2 astral pearls for free, right next to his cap. I'm not complaining really. So our stealth force goes into Venha, and then we had this stealth force here. Can we... Nope, we need 2 turns here. Shit. 1 turn. Shit. Fucking hell, guys, you could just fly over there. Sometimes this game is bananas. But hey. Well, okay, then I'm hiding here. Okay, fine, finished. I have this stack of nonsense here, but since we've now F5, Conjuration 7, and this means we can now come on Frabashis, and I think the game is over until we get to Amesha Spenta, so sorry guys. Well, we are now rushing through Thaumaturgy to get Master Enslave. Probably needed in the next round of war. So, let's see. Enslave and a Principal Gateway, yeah, oh nice. Soul Slay is also there, of course. Where was Mind Hunt? I keep forgetting where I can find Mind Hunt. Really, the research windows could use a search function for people who are a bit slow on the uptake, like me. Okay, wait. Is it enchantment? Huh. Nope. Alteration. Right? Nope. Necessarily we can't use Arcane Domination. It really takes a lot of shit to cast properly. Wait, can our level 5 with his guys? Well, no, he can only go to level 7 with his buddies, even in a communion. Could use other spells first to get to 8 and 9. Then he could probably barely cast it, but would eat astral pearls like no man's business, so probably not against Ulm yet. It would be something I would use if I see a stack of 100 plus magic beings coming my way, of course. But right now it's a gun we keep in our pocket, in our back pocket for the future. Magic Duel, okay, that's the combat version of Mind Hunt. Where each mage rolls a d6, not open-ended. It's important because that can lead to funny stuff like a peasant killing a super death mage or magical creature with 999 points. Is of course almost never going to happen, but it's potentially there. But anyway, it's this unmodified astral level. So let's see, our Pretender God, for example, would unmodified. I think that means without equipment, so if I have to take the equipment off, it would be 7. So the lowest roll he could get is 8. 7 plus 1. So a level 1 mage could get, at absolute maximum, 1 plus 6, that would be 7. So yeah, you can see, so while a level 1 mage is completely helpless against our Pretender, a level 2 mage already has a very small chance of winning if the spell is used, and it's immensely high range. So he could use it, he has enough. The level 1 mages would be, of course, automatically just die, since it's impossible for them to roll high enough to beat our Pretender. Everyone else, of course, is level 2 mages and something. Yeah, they could. Of course, it's highly unlikely with just 5 of them. Since, let's see, the highest roll possible for them would be 2 plus 6, that's 8. And ours, 8. What happens when they both have the same roll? Can only be used against Astral Mages. Oh! The winner lives and the loser dies. A tie results in both mages dying. So theoretically a level 2 mage could win by sacrificing himself if they roll absolutely the highest possible result and our pretender rolls the absolutely lowest possible result. So it's theoretically possible but highly unlikely. So if you want to start winning against high-end mages, you have to actually sacrifice either a shit ton of level 2 mages, or you'll have to have some level 3 and level 4s in the mix, so a potentially higher roll can kill you stone cold death. So that's not something we have to fear for now, until he remembers that he has a shit ton of astral mages sitting on his cap doing research. If he ever thinks of using Mind Hunt as a last fuck you, we're in trouble. Oh, here it is, Mind Hunt. We have actually not researched it yet because we don't have enough Astral Mages to risk the life of a level 4 Astral Mage or someone who has been carrying expensive equipment around to make him a level 4 mage on the strategic map. Oh, and card detection chance is 40% per level. That means even a single level 1 mage has a 40% chance of stopping us. So that's the reason why I didn't even bother trying to get this spell. It's only really useful if you have a lot of spells, spellcasters with Astral, and if you have some possibility of healing feeble-minded. Because if you can't heal afflictions, then that's just a dead meat. A mage that can't cast, so useless for you. Anyway, a level 2 mage would have already 80% chance, and that is almost always means almost always discovered. Level 3 would be 120. So for example, the Fravashis I get now already start at 80% chance of discovering a Mind Hunter, while for example our Pretender would just always detect any Mind Hunting at all. And our Clown in the West, where finally I have all troops concentrated, thank fuck. Yeah, since it's not an unmodified skill in this case, that would be so insane. 200%. Yeah, so that's the game, of course, still rolls for it, but there's no reason this guy could ever lose such a discovery roll. So any mind hunting on this army is dead in the water. As long as I keep Hilma with the army, likewise here. But of course we probably need some astral nonsense in the future that's not just bound to our Pretender. Oh yeah, we have this guy who's also moving with the army. Right now I could give him even more water power if I wanted to. But I probably need those water gems for trading or melting, so let's keep off on this. But we have... which one is this? Okay, this is the guy with the forge bonus. Because I think I have another one with Astral and Earth somewhere? Don't know, I keep forgetting. So, I'll get... So now I won't be forgetting this again. Remember to not accidentally dragging off to not accidentally drag him off here. So my friends, so now you can use Fravashi. Whoops, 30, 28. Oh, yeah, I have this 30% bonus to Conjuration, so I can do this. And I even still have 7 left. Well, that's nice, isn't it? I love this stupid throne. Stupid enough, I don't have enough money since I'm recruiting mages like fuck here. We are now at 1,500. But of course it's probably dropping by at least a full third, if not more, now that I'm having 2 mage heavy armies to move around. Still enough to get to level 6 next turn. Anything useful here? Imprint Souls is... yeah, it's a weird attempt at Silent Hill-like genocide for 15 astral parts. Doesn't really help if you have enough province defense, because those are the shittiest soldiers ever. And half of the people you're trying to raise on your own side died due to the mind control process. It's very nasty and mostly for flavor. I have never really seen this used successfully. Enslave Mind is basically the small brother of Master Enslave. It does what Master Enslave does, but only on one single person. So if there's a shitty vampire thrall or a peasant with a spear, yeah, okay, that's on you, buddy. Sorry, but the mage just choose poorly. And of course, magic resistance can still negate your attempt. On the other hand, the spell doesn't need pearls, so as long as you have at least level 4, you can just cast it over and over and over again. It doesn't even have a lot of fatigue, so you can script it 5 times, and if someone is stupid enough to send something that's low in number and high in vulnerability, you have a good chance that at least one of those casts will do something. Then whatever you targeted is yours. The only difference is Pretender Gods are immune. And while the victim loses its will, that doesn't need to mean the end, because if you manage to get a really good mage, you can then use another spell, Divine Name. That's another big batch of pearls, however, to just turn him back to normal. There's even a nature spell that should work on a lot of commanders and is cheaper. But yeah, it's a nice little fuck you if you have strong astral mages. We are sadly a nation that has astral only until also run, or we're kind of on the offskirts here until we get tons and tons of Ravashis. And they need a lot of power-ups before they can use Enslaved Minds. I'm thinking about numbers here. Without anything else, let's see, without pearls, of course, they would need 4 slaves at the least per mage. So if you have 2 mages, you need 8 slaves at the very least. And of course, as long you need some more slaves as a backup, because if they start dying, your magic path level on the masters will go down rapidly. And while you can overcast spells by using magic gems to make up the difference, this of course doesn't work if your strategy relies on not doing that. So let's say something like 10 or 12 for 2 Fravashis would then cast, of course, first Master Communion, then 4 times Enslaved Mind. It's a nice little squad if you encounter a heavily equipped fuck or a strong monster mage or whatever the hell you want. Next level up gives you Vortex of Returning. Area of affect the entire battlefield. A rift in space that casts the entire army back to the home province. Okay, well, I have no idea, but this Vortex would declare the home province. If you form up an army in Province X, does this count as the first... I have no idea how this actually functions if you have an army that is just multiple parts drawn together from multiple fortresses. Does it simply count the last province where everyone was together? I wish this wasn't a multiplayer game, or I'm really thinking I should try this out sometime. Astral Travel is at level 8, which just means that now the caster can take all the troops under his command, which can be powerful if you have someone like Hilmar, who is a big, strong, flying titan who can command hundreds of troops on his own. Not so much if it's just some random mage who can command maybe 5 turnips, nothing more. Soul Drain. Good if you have also Death, because it kills, and it kills faster than the other Death astral spell. Drawback, of course, Titanic Fatigue, and it takes 3 full turns to cast, so you better have those levels, buddy. MR negates, but every time your magic resistance fails, every unit, a commander, everything gets 2 armor negating drain damage. Oh, yeah, and because it's a drain spell, all those health goes back and heals the caster. So yeah, if you can cast this, be my guest. Even if the enemy can somehow survive this, whatever is casting the spell is basically unkillable as long as you have an army on your side. But it's kind of funny, because if your army is destroyed, of course the spell doesn't do much anymore. But anyway, then again, the army is destroyed, so what the fuck. Could be funny if you have one super strong commander or something. Set this up against an army of weak units, would be funny to watch. Then we are at level 9, we have everything. A Nexus Gate into another dimension. Something I one day really want to try out. Just have to remember to have a mage who combines Astral and Earth. Well, technically speaking, I have one, but he is a lot of power-ups away from level 5 to level 3 here. Astral Disruption is really nasty because it fucks up everything, and it can take down all globals all at once. And it only needs level 5 and is a ritual. I'm thinking maybe I should be a giant asshole and just try this as a last fuck you in case. I mean, even if the all global enchantments, if cast with enough power, destroys all local enchantments, if there are any, and magic and horror marks the entire world. So you can supercharge anyone's magic powers, but at the same time horrors from beyond the pale will invade the world even harder. Might increase maximum number of global enchantments if you've cast it with too much power. Sorry, we probably don't have this, but hey, maybe... Oh, level 6, not level 5. I'm bad at reading. And maybe Pythium can. Master Enslave, of course, is the superpower. Level 8 is kind of a misnomer, because the spell that will try to enslave absolutely fucking everyone has more fatigue than God, 800. That's, I think, enough to kill everyone 4 times over or something. I'm bad at math. But yeah, level 9, level 10, you probably need... Hilma needs to be at least level 11 before you even can try casting this, especially since overcasting it would mean 16. So if even the fatigue cost alone is too high, then the AI will try to eat up 16 pearls at once to compensate. And of course, if it's still not enough, then all the communion slaves caught up with this shit will just blow up like in Scanners. A movie you should watch because it's really funny, but also a bit gory. On the other hand, the effects are kind of hilarious. So go watch it. So enslaving. Yeah, it's the Enslave Mind spell for everyone. Useful to have, which is why we are bum rushing it now, and then we'll go and try to get the Amesha Spanta as a victory lap, which we probably aren't going to get, but hey, let's stay positive. So Forge Guy is now calling Farashi, and everyone else can join in our stupid army of nonsense. We really don't need to hold anything back, so these guys are now all together, right? And yeah, we have too many troops, I guess. So let's see, which of these clowns can stay behind, well, our garrison dude, of course. And hey! Let's call this guy Gary Garrison. No. So Gary, who are you? Oh, I forgot the most important mages, of course. Siginos. Well, it makes more sense now, so I'm not getting confused and taking the wrong guy with me. I just have to find his name. Where is the weirdo? I just order to stay behind. Oh man. Forge guy has to stay. Oh, come the fuck on. Why is my brain so slow sometimes? Whoops. Ah, please brain. Oh, Gary Garrison, here you are. So, now we have a little garrison here and our forge guy here. I could of course let someone else stay for some summoning duty, but hey, you need all those guys, I think. Well, okay, let's not be too stupid. Hey, you two, you know what? You know what? You go and stay in research. I wanted to use you, but I don't really... Oh fuck, you two. I really tried to find a way, but in a mega battle you're not really doing anything useful here. I still have a shit ton of mages after all, so let's do it like this. And even more important, I have this one flying stealth guy who is carrying my gem, so of course you have to stay in hiding. Then I'll pump you up with some air gems, astral parts. Let's see, death gems in case I need them on the battlefield. And I guess I can give you some water for our water mages. So this guy is always meant to be in safe territory, or at least not immediately capable of being found. So, and this is now of course the main army now. Oh fucking hell, now I have to do something here. And there's not much we need to do here. Yeah, blessing, blessing, blessing. Yeah, the funny thing is they have magic damage, so they are actually a nice threat to our friend the vampires. Our Earthbounds at least need their blessing power up before they can do the same thing. So let's see what I'm doing here. Well, you are magic attackers, storm guards. Oh, also, storm guards have attack 11, those have attack 12. So let's set them to flyers. So this should make it so they intercept incoming vampires. Hey, I should probably then put them behind. Well, I don't have to move this far. And hey, maybe they're lucky and the vampires land immediately inside them. You can continue. Yeah, we need you in the rear. And you should attack flyers instead. And that should be enough for the fucking vampires. You cannot know. Okay, that's of course a bit funky since a lot of some of them aren't even coming with us, but hey, why not? Now we have some vampire protection here. And this guy is... oh yeah. Still, I haven't found anything to do for these guys here. I mean, I don't have that much... fire? God, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Death, what can you do? Not much. Cause candle. Yeah, okay. Someone also one. Just... glowing sphere. Light into an anion. Touched by the light would start to age. Yeah, okay. No fucking clue, but you get 3 little glowing orbs that touch enemy units and then makes them age faster. No idea if this is good or bad, or fucking hell it takes a full gem. No dang, thank you. Weakness, too short of a range. Yeah, Banefire darts, so that could be useful for example. Yeah, it's not much, but it's more damage, so let's Banefire dart away. Vocation level 4, that's basically the only thing I can think of doing for this guy, otherwise I would have to leave them at home. But at least Banefire Darts are a nice little kill spell. Damage is okay, and armor piercing. And it leads to area decay, which is less guy make everything oozy and oldery and agey and shit. It's bad. It only hits one person, so but hey, it's 5 persons being bitch slapped by an unexpected target spell. So well, I guess I can put you in front of here. They're probably trying to get the... They're probably going off script and then start shooting any vampires with that spell if they show up. Then we have our board game master here. I'm putting him right at the... Oh, he was already here, so let's still put him next to our god for extra protection. Then another force attacking rear and another main force in the middle to house down the archers. If I can get Storm up, this will be the fire fest of the incredible. Well, if I punch hundreds of bolts into his archers, well, maybe we're lucky and kill some mages with this. Now, how many shit can you carry around here? Magic leadership? Well, they are animals, not mages. They are fairly big and even have a siege bonus. Attack skill is kind of so-so, but they have 2 attacks. Low protection, but they have a big fat sack of hit points. So it's kind of mixed. Actually better if you don't let them attack anyone. But hey, they are here, right? It could also be funny, so I sent them into the Rangers to butcher them in huge numbers. So our little guards aren't completely alone on the battlefield. Then everything else seems to be okay here. Isn't it fun scripting huge numbers of mages and armies? So we have a guy with storm powers here. Yeah, he will put up storm. And then our death mages will death and our other guys... Oh! Earth. Gams. Fucking hell, I've completely forgot about this. These guys stay at home now. And we have... It's actually fairly useful now that I think of it, because it will fill our back rows with skeletons, and then the vampires between the units targeting them and the units suddenly showing up in front of them will have a bad time. Then we have our big black blocks of nonsense here, simply to stand in the way and catch bullets, I guess. Why can't I put those a little bit further? Weird. So, then another guy does, and... Hey, I think I have a better idea. Why not use the magic guys against the magic monsters? They have better attack skills and better defense skills, so they survive a little bit better. Protection, yeah, and of course their magic weapons can just punch right through a stupid vampire's ass, so let's put them... Let's see. Let's plug another. Okay, you guy, you can stand here. But the Yassats, you can get to here. And you guys, why have I put you there? That doesn't make any sense. Nope. So now I should have done in fucking hell enough to protect us. Hold an attack closest. Yeah, no fuck. You are. We're also set to flyers. I mean, as soon as any flyers are dead, you just go back and attack real targets anyway. Let's see. My pretender is more important, so I put this block here. Then again, some fuckers for the back row. And hey, yeah, okay. No idea what I'm doing with you. I guess I give you 1 air gun. And then you'll just stand there and catch bullets for the other mages. Okay, yeah, the power of the spheres will turn this guy into a level 5 water mage. But since Ulm hasn't used a lot of this shit, let's redo this. Water and living water. And since that's fairly cheap, we can even do it 2 times. After that, it might be a bit too costly. Crawl. Oh yes, that was a weird spell that makes everyone slow. Oh, okay. And then let's put Crawl in for a good measure. Since it's... oh, it costs... wow, okay, that's getting... Frost Flash Army. What's this? Fire resistance for everyone, and we had fire resistant warriors, which is only 20. Okay. That appears makes more sense here, so... let's do a distant instead. Frost Flash Army, since now the entire battlefield is protected against fire attacks, a little bit at least. Frost Flash Army. That would also be useful against Agatha, I suppose. It would negate the effect of their weird burning aura. Then next up would be the 2 living waters. And then I have 1 slot open for Crawl. Just to be a huge jackass to everyone who's still standing at this point. Then I give over to the AI and see what they can do. Because this means now I have to put in... how do I have... I have some Astral left, I guess? Yeah, that's eating up like nothing, wow. I might take out living water in later battles. Then we have these guys again here. Storm fighting and then storm powering. Mist forming, thunder striking. And yeah, we have this guy here, Stellar Decreeing. Do we have something he can do with his spells? Frost Heart, Frozen Heart. Doesn't work against inanimate beings, but apparently the vampires aren't inanimate beings, so it would freeze the heart of a vampire. I guess it then works like getting staked. This game sometimes. Cold Blast, of course. That's too short range and friendly fire in the future, I see. Yeah, Cold Bolt is good. I mean, I could squeeze out water elementals, but they would need to be overcast with 2 games instead of 1, and even then our guy would immediately take a nap. That's kind of dumb. Frozen Heart is a bit short-ranged. Blessing, of course. But then there should be vampires around. Theoretically. Is there some kind of defensive spell I could put instead? There's something like Water Shield, I think, but that's not something I can use outside of the water, funnily enough. Ice Shield. Gooey Water. Ice Shield. Ah, yeah. Can only be cast underwater, so that was what I was searching for. Slow hits. One single. Okay, yeah. That's funny because it hits an entire square, so it can hit a lot of people if they're in the way. Also could hit no one. It's like Crawl just 1/6 the target area, so that could be stupid. Let's do it like this. A Cold Bolt because of the insane range. It's armor piercing, so also good. So armor only does half of its normal effectiveness. Then we have Frozen Heart, which is armor negating, so armor does absolutely fucking nothing. So while it does less damage, the damage will always apply if you don't have frost resistance. Which, to be fair, undead like our friends, the vampires, have in spades, now that I think of it. How much? How much? So Bloodgar, for example, has 15. Yeah, okay, it wouldn't work on them actually. The developers actually thought of this. Vampire accounts have reverse resistance 15. Yeah, okay, the normal vampires have 15. Okay, so Frozen Heart ironically doesn't actually work against them. So I have to now to think of something else for these clowns to do. All the way down here. Where are you? Powerful spheres, where you this guy. And the small guy who can't do anything. Okay, I give you standing orders to use hordes of skeletons. Okay, I can't do anything with you. I guess I have to exclude some clowns here. Sorry. Was it the last one, I hope? You can go back to research. Oh. Research, okay. Back to scripting. So, let's see. Oop. Horde of skeletons. That is again. Every time I think I'm finished, I find some more mages I've forgotten about. So, okay, you. Hey, you two and this guy. Yeah, you three are more researchers. You are not supposed to be in the main line of army work. So fucking hell, now I've excluded all the researchers, hopefully. Potentially a lot of Thunderstrikers, but of course our little healing mage is Cold Bolt. Would actually tear you. Nope, nothing of this helps at all. Evocation 7 would give us an ice spell that isn't actually ice. Could be useful. But yeah, right now the best we could do is slow. Because that's at least something that will always work, even if you have resistance. And quickness, that's the upper side. Let's bookend this. Make some of us slower, some of us faster. So now I found actually something useful to do for this guy. Now we have this problem of our level 4 fuckers, but hey, we also have undead kings, you know, carrying around all of our big blobs of undead. If I can find some here. Here. So 125. Hey, it's actually enough. Those kings can be good. Okay, this one has some experience, so he is far beyond the normal 100. So, new Shade Beast. Defense, terrible. Attack skill is okay, I guess. Their protection is low, and combined with their normal hit points means any attack hitting them will kill them dead. Straight up. On the other hand, they're also cold resistance, can't be poisoned because undead. They can also barely walk underwater. Of course, of all the vulnerabilities and tricks of undead, they don't need to eat, so they aren't eating supplies. They're ethereal, which means they're actually fairly hard to hit. But of course, if they get hit, they're dead. If you have no magical weapons, then there is a 70% chance of a weapon after hitting you not actually doing anything. They're actually stealthy, and they have spirit sight, so you can see in the dark. And in the dark they're getting stronger. +2 on all stats. So your attack skill would suddenly be 13, and defense would be 10. They are actually a fairly good argument in terms of making everything go dark. Our Yatzards are not magical enough to see in the dark, but they would still have above average stats in the darkness. Nothing would change for our course constructs. These guys would be a really amazing surprise. Can I... Whoops, okay. let's keep them like this. Can I move these a bit? So, yeah, okay. Oh, fuck, no, stay here, stay here, stay here. And you. Whoop. Hey, now I can have them rush forward. Perfect. Can I also reverse this? Hey, I can. So now they're a little bit behind and there is just enough space for them to squeeze through, since our course constructs are too fucking slow to move in time. And of course I have to put them on hold, so we have enough time to get some spells up. I have 72, so that's our strong death mages came through. That's what? 60 show at minimum, and we got, let's see, 12 extra or 6 extra per cast. That's a lot. So now we have those doggies. They could be terrifying in the darkness, because then all the enemy normal units would suddenly have penalties to their stats, while our dogs not only don't give a shit, but they would have suddenly far stronger stats. It's of course risky because of our flying units, but on the other hand, the enemy would also have a shittier chance at getting them. It is one of those high risk, high reward maneuvers, I guess, but we do have now more undead than the other side, and with each skeleton showing up, it would be better for our side. And the Ulmians have other shit like astral and fire and random paths here and there. Earth, for example. Also there. Would of course... Let's see, which one of these deaf guys then is the one who will do the deed? Be nice if one of them just costs... Oh, okay. Crowd control, you will be the one because you already have GAMs. Then we can go down to the guy down on the list. So yeah, I'm guessing you can Horde of Skeleton it up. What do you have otherwise? Well, we have the Soul Vortex, which kills everyone around there. Yeah, and you're close, so it works best with something that can actually survive alone. Skeletal Legion. Well, that gives Arion Pierce resistance, but wow. Is it otherwise really bad idea. But hey, I can give this mage invulnerability. That's something, at least. That's probably more important to have invulnerability. So, next up in my little death clownery. Disintegrate has a range of 30, so that's a bit close. I keep forgetting, is this also like Soul Slay killing everything forever, or... well, I don't know. Drain Life kills someone with armor negating damage. Well, this guy isn't a white mage. He will become one, of course, in due time, if my luck is to be believed. Is there really not anything else I could do? I mean, darkness is interesting, but it also costs a lot of gems. 430 cost. So yeah, even with 8 death gems, we could cast it at level 5, which put... that's... wow. So, if we can do this somehow, it would immediately mean everything else the mage does is invalid, not possible. Darkness -6. So I'm guessing... I keep forgetting that the Dominion 6 now has some kind of number system to its darkness shit. There's daylight, twilight, darkness, true darkness, and so on. And Dominion's 5 was a bit more simplified. So apparently the reason darkness now is... there's a lot more fatigue cost than I remember, but it's apparently as to counteract the case that true darkness now is really, really strong. Now, is that... Wait, let me check something on our little doggies. Yeah, okay, there's of course not much more. Could be per darkness level, in which case these units would be gods at -6. Something like +12? That can't possibly be real. Maybe it's per stage change, 2 for Twilight, 4 for Darkness and so on. Fuck, okay, now I'm curious because I have 72 of those bastards. Question is of course, how the fuck? Of course, I just remember we actually have level 3 mages, so to get them a staff for level 4. Crowd control, where are you? Crowd control is... far up, I guess. Ah, after our pretender. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Will of the Fates at first. So, and no, sorry, we have to redo this. The next big spell on the list after we cast this has to be Army of Mist, because it covers the entire fucking battlefield. Oh, level 5, level 6 it would be... Yeah, okay, so there is probably not much else going on after that. A long nap. Just in case he comes to, he can squeeze in Living Clouds. Oh fuck, I've forgotten. If there's a giant army on the run, we probably want to doom them, just because we can. And then we can... Yeah, okay, there's the big two big spells to protect our army, then doom, in case it goes through after he sleeps off his little... okay, so... He gets to level 10 as soon as the battle starts. Yeah, okay, that's Okay, let's do it like this. We need... Since we don't have enough astral mages for communions, I'm getting to Power of the Spheres. 100 fatigue is a lot, but at level 9 and level 10 on the battlefield that's like nothing, like -5 or something. So let's do this. Light of the Northern Star will come online automatically. And now we can then Will of the Fates everything. Then we can Army of Mist everything. And the next spell is Doom. Fuck. Choose spell? I didn't even know this existed. Fucking hell. So then we have Living Clouds and wow. We are toughed out. So after Power of the Spheres in our auto astral up, we should be at +10 when the battle starts. Plus Power of the Spheres makes this into 710, and then this the start of battle will already 711. Ha, 711 is good. So Will of the Fates. 11 minus 5, 10, 9, 8. Yeah, so that's fatigue cost is nothing. Armor of Mist. Now we're casting it at level 5, level 6, level 7. So okay, it's not nothing, but it's survivable now, and we can now squeeze in Doom, which will also have almost no fatigue at this level. And then let's see if we can do this shit, because now our friend needs more air gems. Fucking hell, so everything goes, but it's also a lot of turns. Turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3, turn 4 and turn 5, turn 6 and turn 7, turn 8 and turn 9, so it takes a full 9 turns to go through this entire list of spells. So this is why I picked Will of the Fates first and then Army of Mist. Because this effect only protects one time each unit. And there's a tiny chance that the entire spell goes down if enough units are getting hit. So, but it gives enough time for Army of Mist to come online, which means damage reduction on all normal units. Then Doom to fuck up over everyone, and then some more friends from the Heavenly Spheres. In this case, big strong elementals. Fuck. So, back to you guys. So, I sadly don't really have anything to power you up. Really, and you're twice born. I really hope that if you die, you get another level in death, you piece of shit. I can finally have a level 5 mage. So now we have... Okay, air shield. You have to go because it's fucking not enough. And vulnerability because if I get darkness off, there will absolutely nothing happening. And holy fucking shit, what? It does work? Can it be? Can this work? Horde of skeletons? So, how many death camps do you carry? Only 4? Oh, you're telling me darkness goes off? What the fuck? At 400 fatigue? Are you shitting me? Let me see, I can eat 100. And then... Wow, okay, but he could also... How many hit points? He could kill himself. That's not good. How many death camps? Oh fuck, I need to melt something. It's painful, but I guess we are closing in on an end game, so probably not getting much help. And water games, some earth games. Okay, don't need you times 2. Now we have some fuckers left. Okay, earth games should be enough. But yeah, something I completely forgot. Hey you. You should also bring some more death and some earth. Holy shit, I really hope this guy doesn't die, because that could be embarrassing. Fucking hell. So, now I need again to alchemize some death gems. Phew, okay, there's probably not much over. Luckily you can't overcast for more than 1 level, so it's not like I could put down 16 and get +2 or something. Nope, 1 overcast level is enough. And you, my friend, will be the reserve in case the poor guy fucks up and kills himself. So, crowd control to Major Tom. Now we have absolutely fucking juiced this Rami, and fucking hell, I have second one to script. Okay, my friend, where are you here? Crowd control to Major. Yeah, okay, darkness. So I will probably, hopefully now cast this at level 5 instead of 4, which means the fatigue is now actually survivable, but it will clear out all 8 gems if I'm doing this correctly in my head. So if everything works out like I'm calculating, crowd control productions should eat up all 8 gems and then put himself immediately into a deep nap. But not to the point where he'll actually take damage, I hope. So this one will cast invulnerability to protect himself, then darkness, and the rest won't matter because you'll probably sleep longer than the battle. Where are you, guy? Oh, so I'm putting you next to my asshole clown here. So now we have some protection against flyers, probably even overkill, considering there aren't that many. Making this a little bit more. There is not much space here, so no, that should be better. I'm moving some of those clowns. When I'm moving the army, it turns out that some coming with us. Anyway. Yeah, that's funny, friendo, but no, we don't actually need you, as long as our prophet is alive. So now we have this fine fuckery here. Cause constructs to keep the army from advancing, earthbounds to hold the line, stormguard to assault the rear, and area infantry and yassats to fuck up shit against flyers. Great eagles also. Oh wait, I have put the great eagles to attack archers, right? So to help the stormguards fuck up rangers and shit. Yeah, so those are sacrifices, just in case something is happening there. But there are of course still some blocks of infantry apparently forgot. Oh, yeah, huh. Completely forgot, so let's put the... Okay, that's one of the measures I'm actually not needing. But in case, I don't want them to stand around in the middle of nowhere. Okay, you are an asshole caster, you can go over here. And you're getting here to my friend. And since you have guards, you go over here. Then we have still more storm guards here. Okay, so now I have not forgotten anything. Attack flyers. Okay. Okay. Should be enough. Should be interesting to watch. I want to see what happens to those doggies if I get darkness off. They will wait for 2 turns and then they will be blast off with combat speed 18. Really fast, but there are faster units, flying units for example. There will be some turns before they make contact with the enemy. God, where are you, Super Mage? Number death. Susceptibility to this though, okay. I have ground army, which makes shock resistance +5 for everyone. But level 3 is not high enough, so we'll have to stay where we are. The mage is sadly not good enough. Legends of Steel. 2 protection to everything. Problem is of course it would eat... Could be possible, but could be hell. Iron Bane is the entire battlefield. Okay, that's a nice fuck you. So we can actually do this... Oh, Curse of Stones is also good. Makes everyone slower, except us because it only hits enemy units. But it also eats tons of fatigue, so that's kind of a closer. Earth. Down to the grounds here. We have the Legends of Steel. Doesn't really cost much fatigue, even if we overcast it, which we can. And the final spell we'll probably get off is Curse of Stones, and then this mage will also take a nap. We'll get... Oh, we aren't even overcasting. Forgot about Earth Power. Okay, so his casting will have level 4. Iron Bane to make everyone rusted will be funny to watch. Legends of Steel makes everyone better protected. Then some lightning resistance for some of our friends, some additional ones. And then Curse of Stone, and then he'll take a long nap until the battle is over. So, that was everything. Holy shit, so now let's attack with full force and see if all this scripting actually managed to do something, or if we're just setting up ourselves for hilarious failure, like this for example. Oh, is the UI sometimes fiddly? We'll probably have to walk behind him for a while if he tries to evade us. We don't have any free units for now, and just recruiting some dumb-ass troops here and there. Yeah, so, and here we are recruiting mages. Okay. Okay. Actually, some counter forces we're slowly building up here in the region for counter attacks. And we're here, and here's only mage power time. It's okay, it's okay. Nothing useful right now here, and over here we run out of money. Polegrave, we run out of money. Okay, so fucking hell, that took forever. In the capital, the usual abominations. Some additional troops for the troop guard. And now we are fairly strong actually here. We already are back to plus 100 units. Oh, that's the reason why I suddenly run out of money. I had another Harab Elder to recruit. Let's see if we get some good ones. A level 3 path would be nice. And probably should change to Death 3, because Air 3 plus the possibility to power up even further via Astral is coming with our Fravashi summoner. Careful. Don't want to stupid click again. Yeah, everything is set up. So now there's this army here, and oh god, I'm already despairing. Now let's do this smart here and just turn off all the weirdos with one path magic. Let's clean this up a bit. Especially since I don't have as many gems to burn anymore after that huge fuckery in the east. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, okay, so one of them can even die. And the scout has to stay behind. He's getting some additional gems if I start moving. Then I have some astral pulse left over, so you're getting this. And you're the only one, so you are our carrier, so you're getting the leftovers here. And I'm guessing some leftover gems. Then there's nothing left. Nothing at all. Holy fucking shit, so... do we actually have a level 3? Oh yeah, we have one. One with a never healing wand. He's one of our... oh yes, he's a white mage, so he died at some point. I have absolutely nothing to make storms here, I guess. But again, this is a secondary army going in after the enemy has nicely chosen to remove everything. So, troops, of course. Is there a second squadron? Oh yeah. So let's go from the top again. Hopefully this time a bit faster. A blesser. So let's put them inside the Earthbound so they aren't getting fucked. Yeah. Again, I'll be our anti-infantry, anti-flyer fuckers. No, you're a blesser. Oh, let's go out and you're inside. Yeah, okay, you're the storm guy. He has to cast Storm first and then summon Stormfire. Mist form. Fog Warriors. So, nope. You are doing Army of the Mist, which needs level 5, and he is level 4 and can overcast. But holy fuck, will this be expensive. To actually squeeze out some Gamps in the next turns. Yeah, no, let's do this to rearmost. If there are archers, there are archers. Yeah, anti-horse duty and attack flyers. But of course, it would make more sense if you're actually somewhere close to enemy flyers. For the same reason, the mages should also be closer to their potential defenders. So since our defenders can also fly, this should be working out better. This is not as much as in the capital as in the Eastern Front. So carefully puzzle out guys to both sides. Well, come on, how many mages are there? Yeah, that's the problem with Dominion 6. There should be a better way to organize your armies than one by one. I'm always getting a feeling it wasn't actually supposed to be like this. On the other hand, fucking hell, they even made armies stronger in Dominion 6, so apparently they want this shit. So, now we get getting insane old levels here. So, this guy will jump from 2.5 to 4.7 and then to 5.8. At which point he can Will of the Fates everyone. Yeah, he can. I could have gone making to level 9 in air, of course, but it's at this point overkill for Army of Mist because it's overcasted at 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuck. Astral is of course going sky high on level 2 will 3, 4, 5. So level 5 air. Holy fucking hell. I think I'm... okay, Army of the Mist. Level 5. Ooh, wow, okay. So probably not good. It is better than the other mage who can't cast this at all without going down like a sack of bricks. I guess we have to do this like this here. And make level 6. So now it's survivable. Air and Army of Mist. Of course, he doesn't have any air gems here. Also, this means that our other air mage now has to retreat back to something else to do with his shit. Yeah, you can be Horde of Skeletons it up. And then we are switching tracks to Storm Power and then Thunder Striking, because that's also a fairly strong spell. And then I guess I have to see what the script of the AI is coming up with. Fucking shit, so this army is still mage heavy. Oh fuck, okay. From the top, let's make sure everyone has their scripts. You are fucking hell, there's still some of these clowns. But no matter now, I can leave him behind later. Yeah, he has the basic shit. Was 5, 6. Okay, now I'm not wasting too much time anymore. I'm scrolling down to my Earthmage here. Which those flying dudes all look so similar. Yeah, okay, so let's set this carefully up at number 6. Fucking hell, it worked. So, because now I can take this upgraded script and put it in here in let's make it a little bit Eve-like, so Earthy Ammar. So, doesn't help me much because my eyes are too bad to actually read this shit, but hey, every little thing helps. So now I can upgrade. And of course he needs Earth Gems. Yeah, having two mage-heavy armies is a bit... At least the little guys don't need this shit, so let's see. Skeleton hordes. Did I think about Communion Slave? Yes, skeletons. Storm, Mist from Thunderstrike. Yep, basic air shit. Communion Slave. Yeah, everything ready to rumble here. Yeah, Communion Slaves are inside. Yeah, okay, there is nothing here except to retreat. In fact, I don't even want him to stay, so... Whew. The bad thing is, of course, now I have to alchemize more gems. Let's go down to 16 and make some air gems. Wow, yeah, that was fucking expensive, of course. You are getting them all. And let's see how this works out in practice. Yeah, Army of Mist is still... shit. I'm running really low. Oh fucking hell, I still have these. Oh, okay, that's now saving my ass. Let's go down to 10. Now we have more air gems. Okay, good. Yep. You need air gems. The big guy, of course, needs more of them. So let's see. Yeah, no, my friend, you need actually cast Storm now. So we can have Storm up. This will eat 2 gems and should work out. Should mean we can use this for more than one battle at least. Fucking hell, Army of the Mist is fuck. If everything works out, we should get to level 4 air, level 5 air, then at this point level 6 air, and Army of the Mist is then reduced to 150 fatigue and 6 gems in air cost. Fucking hell. And he has only 5. Yeah, it can get expensive in Dominion's land sometimes. Okay, Stormy guy. Probably need at least enough gems for one big battle. So yeah, Storm goes still up. Now we go to our big baby Give him a 6 airgam. That's still not enough. Fuck. I'll probably have to go with Power of the Spheres, Will of the Fates. We'll probably have to go with Will of the Fates alone then. Because I would probably need more slaves then. Yeah. Good that this isn't my main army. So you'll go with us. Let's see, there was still... Yeah, Clown, you stay. Research. Research. Now this, our second army is on the march. So. Yep, so next turn our second army is on the way. And I really hope they aren't running into something big, because then I suddenly need a lot of gams I don't have currently. At least we get more air gams each turn. Yeah, where's our... Yeah, okay, he only needs 1 gem per turn, so we're still getting 5 astral pearls per turn. Oh, fucking hell, we are running on empty here. Heavy logistics with big magic armies is fucking hell sometimes. At least our Eastern army has enough gams for multiple fucking battles, but of course if our insane gambit with darkness works out, we probably don't need more. But now I'm really interested to see how this shit works out in the next. I'm a bit curious how much I can push our Western army with, which is a bit under-gammed. Let's see if maybe we're lucky with Army of Mist going up. I think the background calculations can't really take astral slaves into account until they're actually on the battlefield and the communion is active. So maybe it works if those 2 levels are calculated inside. Well, I see next turn. So our Eastern army is now rushing in and trying to force a major battle against the big Ulmian death stack, while our second army is now rushing to his capital to fuck shit up, and our raiding continues until morale improves. That's it! Fucking hell, that was a lot of setup. I'm getting a headache now. Well, until then... Ah yes, of course. One last thing. Our research is now... Yeah, that's about 1/3 less, but still big, fairly big. Well, that was it then. Until next turn, Libluini signs off. Out. Fuck. Good night.